One more time for Barbara Sitter, everybody. All right, this next comedian is our first time at Pegasus, right? You may remember him from his documentary, Super Size Me. I'm glad to have a celebrity here tonight. Probably not the first time you heard that. Please welcome Eric to the stage. I've never heard that Super Size Me before. You can't wear a mustache like this without getting a lot of shit. No doubt about it.
Do you have a band?
Yeah. Down by the river, I do have a band. That's true. So I've never been on a stage before with my clothes on.
Whoa!
So this is kind of new for me. I'm here because Chris cajoled me into coming down, and this young man here taught me how to write 3 jokes. So I have 3 jokes for you guys.
We'll see how this goes between you two.
Literally, I have 3 jokes that I wrote about a half an hour ago. So this is gonna be. I've got an older one that I was gonna tell. Chris said don't tell it, but I'm gonna open with it.
Fuck Rodriguez.
Fuck Rodriguez. So you may have heard this before. So if you have, I apologize. So 2 blondes walk into a building. You think one of them would have seen it. Come on, give me. I had to do that one. So I'm from Omak, Washington.
The horse on the foot capital of the world.
So we know. So those people that know Omak, probably, if they love it, they really don't know it. The things that I'm going to talk a little bit about the things that public school in Omak, Washington did not prepare me for. I moved from Omak, Washington to Capitol Hill.
Now you know where the horse is landing.
So I was in a little culture shock for a while. I wasn't quite used to 2 grown men, drunk, passed out in a taxi, puke all over each other with a penis in the other guy's mouth. Caught me off guard. I wasn't sure. I was like, I don't even know what to do about this. So I just kept walking. I called my mom, and anyway, but
advice.
Mom, I'm not sure how to tell you this. So I got a little confession. I'm going to segue here for a second. I got a confession. I am a male nurse.
From Capitol Hill.
Who moved to Capitol Hill from Omak, Washington. Yeah, it was a setup for failure from the start. I just wasn't aware of it at the time. Or a big success, depending upon what I was looking for. But you can't get a date if you're a heterosexual male nurse living on Capitol Hill. It was really bad. It was lonely times for me for a while. So one of the things I wasn't prepared for was the lisp. Dude, I met a couple of guy nurses I was working with, and we started working in the emergency department. And this guy's name's Ron. And I was kind of an athlete in high school, so I was kind of muscle bound, a big guy at the time. You can't quite tell now, can you? I carry a little bit of this to say I did have testosterone at one time. So I go in the ER, I'm working with this guy named Ron, and I had this shirt on, and the scrubs, you know how those really tight scrubs can look good if you have a good shape. And he looked at me and goes, "Say, do you work out?" And my first inclination was to punch him in the face. For a moment, I go, "What the fuck are you saying to me," right? And so after I got to know Ron, I said, "What is with the lisp?" And he said, "It's usually because my mouth is a little sore." And I'm like, I don't know what to do with that. Public school did not prepare me for that at all. And he made another comment one time and cracked me up. He said, I know it's a little confusing for you, but you got to realize, Eric, I am more man than you'll ever be and more woman than you can handle. You are kidding me. So it was a struggle for me for years to get through that. But I did actually learn something very important that I was not prepared for in public school. And that is, when I was an OMAC growing up, if my mom wanted me to remember something, she said, well, just tie a string around your finger, right? So you would know that this is, okay, that's right, I got to remember, I got to grab that milk on my way home. And so when I started working in the emergency department, one thing I wasn't aware of is that people like to take large objects and place them in the rectum of other people. Again, where I came from, that was not commonplace, okay? And so one of the things I did learn is that when tie a string to it, has a whole new meaning when it comes to that. So the number of people that I saw coming in the emergency department with objects lodged in their rectums would have had a less of an issue if they would have tied a string to it. That includes a gentleman with a can of mousse in his rectum, and this is where I was really unprepared. So at 3 a.m, this guy walks up the front desk and says, I have a little problem. So he had a lisp, which I, of course, am struggling with, and he says, I have a can of mousse shoved in my rectum. All right, room 3. All right, thank you very much, gentlemen. Thank you. One more time for Eric, everybody.
Wow. He's up here, Chris told me, he's like, yeah, he's going to do like 2 minutes, and he's like...